What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Val Opinion back with another live video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And most importantly, make sure you sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you be notified each and every time that your boy Big Val is going live, man. With that being said, let's get into this intro. What's up, what's up, what's up, world? It's your boy Big Val Opinion. Here this morning with man, this is another disturbing report. Um Hope everybody's having a blessed Friday. This is what we here for. This is what we do this for. We fight for the injustice that's taking place all over the world, man. I mean, it seems like every time, it goes from one story to the next story. You know, one thing after another, one thing after another, man. And it's sad, bro. It's sad to see uh so much going on when it comes to our people, our culture. Not to say that nothing goes on in other cultures, but it seems like it's highlighted more so in our culture when we look at the things that goes on in our culture, man. Um, I heard this story. I heard about this story about a week ago. About these missing Detroit rappers. Say they were scheduled to do a show. Canceled the show, never showed up, and was never, or never nobody hadn't heard from them. They family members, friends, no one had heard from them. It's crazy. Like these are grown men. And, most time, we if we were dealing with children, you would be concerned. If you were dealing with, elderly people, you'll be concerned. But these are, grown young men. That you would think they conduct themselves. And for all three of these young men to go missing at the same time, man, only tells me that they trusted somebody. What's up, Angela? For these three men to go missing at the same time only tells me that these three men trusted somebody enough that lured them, into a situation where they was vulnerable. Um, I just don't see three grown men going missing at the same time and in a situation turned deadly. You know what I'm saying? I can see if one person, you by yourself, you get sneaked, you know what I'm saying? I can understand it if it's just one person and you by yourself going to do business or something like that and things take a turn for the worse. But we talking about three people. We talking about three people. That right there, um, that don't sit well with me. You know what I'm saying? And it caused me to think that these three guys were involved with someone that they trusted enough that they were vulnerable enough for a situation like this to happen. We all understand that this time of the year, people out here, trying to get money by any means necessary. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, Ann Huff. We understand that people are out here trying to get money by all means necessary, and it's sad, bro. It's sad that we have to report on stuff like this because a lot of times this doesn't make mainstream media. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times this doesn't make the mainstream. Um, a lot of time people like these go forgotten. But we're gonna get into the news report and see what was discovered. But in my observation and my thought, just offhand, that these three guys had to been trusted somebody who lured them into a situation that caused them to potentially lose their lives. Like I say, man, I can understand if it was one person, and but for all three of them to be together and to come up missing at the same time, that just doesn't sit well.
Fox 2's Dave.
Hold on. Let me move this out the way. Skip this out the way. Okay.
Dave Kitchen has been on the story all evening long. He's live now with the latest details. Dave.
Yeah, and a bit of an exclusive detail here. Right before our 10 o'clock report, a man came up to us and said he is the brother of one of those three men, and he said that the concert that they were supposed to play that was set up for them was actually a setup and was targeting one of those individuals. They say that concert was canceled hours before the reports of them going missing. So police haven't been able to confirm that yet. We are checking with Detroit Homicide. They are looking into it. We'll let you know what they tell us. Meantime, Michigan State Police, they're working this scene, and they say the progress has been slow getting into this building because of rats, an infestation of rats and other very treacherous conditions. Michigan State Police, Detroit Police, and other law enforcement support teams working into Thursday's evening hours investigating this at least partially abandoned apartment complex at McNichols and Rosa Parks in Highland Park, where three bodies were discovered. Fox 2 sources believe it's the bodies of rappers missing since a Detroit concert they were set to play got scrapped almost 2 weeks ago. State police said members of the Homicide Task Force, Metro South Post, and MSP Forensic Lab were combing through the scene with search warrants being obtained. 38-year-old Armani Kelly, 30-year-old Montoya Givens, and Dante Wicker, 31, were slated to perform at Lounge 31 on 7 Mile near Gratiot on January 21st. However, the event was canceled after organizers could not reach them on their phones. Fox 2 talked with Armani's mother the other day about her own efforts to find her son.
Somebody knows something. Somebody will speak. I don't know when, I don't know where, but it will come out.
We were able to pull phone data and see that there's no activity on any of their phones. They're not hitting any towers.
The mother of one of the victims the next day made a report of the missing person. That mother became very proactive in the investigation and started searching for her vehicle through OnStar.
Within days, the car Armani drove from Ascota to the Detroit area was discovered in Warren. That's when news reports prompted the families and friends of the missing three to ask questions.
On January 27th, information is aired through media on that individual, Mr. Kelly, and him being missing. And once that happens, other family members of the other missings come to realize that that's a friend of their loved ones, and they haven't seen them either. So then they both get reported missing.
Once again, Detroit police looking into a tip that actually we passed along to them after a man came up to us. He talked to police here first and then talked to us and said he's the brother of one of those three men, and that concert was a setup targeting one of the three, and that it was canceled hours before they ended up going missing. So a lot of a new detail the police are sorting through as multiple police departments work this case. For now, we're live at Highland Park. Dave Kitchen on the Edge.
And Dave, we understand that the vehicle that was located in Warren belonging to Armani was moved a few times before it was eventually located. And you told us in earlier reports a 15-year-old who was driving it has now been brought into custody. Police likely be able to get some information from him.
Yeah, that's right. Warren police picking up that 15-year-old, taking the 15-year-old into custody. Commissioner Dwyer not saying a whole lot about the case. There is a report actually out there from Warren police saying that there was no blood or anything in that vehicle that would indicate that any of the homicides took place in the vehicle or that the vehicle might have been used for transport after the homicide had taken place. But again, all of this still under investigation, no doubt.
Yeah, a complicated case and certainly more questions to be answered at this point. Dave, thanks for the update.
Wow. Now, that's wild. So the mother reported the son. So if it had not been for the son taking the mother car, would the report have even been done so fast? By the son taking his mom's car and not coming back, that alerted the mom to say, well, something not right. That alerted the mom to say something wasn't right. So the mom, if she didn't have this, now the simple fact that she had the OnStar on her car, they located the car, but her son, they located the car and a 15-year-old is driving it. What the fuck? Like, can you make this make sense? 3 grown men go missing. The car that they were traveling in comes up found, but a 15-year-old is found driving the car. And I just said it before watching this news report. I said this sounds like a setup from the beginning. I said these guys trusted somebody. You know, I can see one guy being caught off guard, but you talking about 3 guys being caught off guard. That's not no coincidence. That's not a coincidence. I understand you catch one guy off guard, but you catch 3 guys off guard and they all end up missing and allegedly have been killed and body put into an abandoned basement that's rat infested. The J. Lee Chronicles, what's going on? They bodies found in an infested basement. This shit is so crazy, man. We gotta start being very much aware of our surroundings. We gotta start being very much aware of who we deal with, who we do business with, because these people out here are ruthless, man. These people don't care. If they think you got something and they want it, they will go through any measures to get it. The brother told the cops that he believed that it was a targeted situation. So that means in this situation, they wanted to get somebody. They wanted that one person that bad to where they end up taking all 3 of these brother lives. This shit is ridiculous, man. We started crying. We cried about what the white people are doing. We cried about what everybody's doing to us as a culture, but look at what we're doing to our own people. Look at how we treat our own people. In order for us to demand respect from anybody, in order for our culture to demand respect from any other ethnicity, we got to start respecting ourselves first. Angela, I'm not sure if they were shot or stabbed. They just reported that they found three bodies have been found, reported, found. They haven't even well, I'm not sure if they got into the building yet or not. I'm not sure. Sound like the guy say they having trouble getting into the building because of rat infestation. So you put these three bodies into an abandoned building that's rat infested. How did they get into the building? Right, Jolie. This is what they said. They haven't been able to identify the bodies due to poor conditions, and they were waiting on autopsy report up to 48 hours. I'm sure it's them though. Okay. Yeah, because that's what they say. They say the rat infestation is ridiculous. And if these bodies been in there, these bodies have been in this basement. The bodies have been in this place since January the 22nd. So if they just found them yesterday, and you put these bodies, rats eat anything. So with that being said, rats eat anything. If these bodies been in this basement since the 22nd, I can only imagine, man. I can only imagine, bro. This shit it was very much so targeted, and I don't know, man. I don't know. It's somebody had a personal gripe with one of these guys, and they personal gripe end up in that whoever that gripe was with end up costing all three of these guys their lives. The show was canceled hours before. They said it's reported that the show was canceled hours before they were set to perform. So how did they end up near the show location? Or ask yourself, did they know the show had been canceled? Were they aware that the show had been canceled? Because they still came to perform. No. Let me rephrase that. The club, they was reported that they did not show up. But then at the same time, the show was canceled as well. So why would they show up? And then when you booking somebody for a show, I mean, this like a little hole in the wall club. So you ask yourself, I mean, that wasn't a big venue. So this little hole in the wall club on 7 Mile, well, this is a comfortable spot for them. What up, Lex? Man, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. We gotta do better, man. You know, if we gonna demand better, we gonna have to do better as a race. You know what I'm saying? We sitting out here all the time. It seems like the efforts is made or people make a lot of noise is when it comes to racial profiling or whatever the situation may be. But when it comes to black on black, it's not getting the same type of attention. We should be outraged. We should be outraged for a crime no matter who participating in it. Crime is crime. Crime is crime. But it seems like the only time people want to come and back this type of crime is when, oh, it's a white man did it to a black man. Now the whole community is outraged. No, this black on black violence has to stop. All this killing in the black community needs to stop. Now, y'all know, switching gears, because I ain't gonna be on here too much longer. Switching gears. Now, y'all know we had talked about the Tyree Nichols situation and the cop that was involved in the Tyree Nichols situation. Well, it seems that this cop had a history of doing some of the things that he was doing. It's reported that I agree, Jay Lee Chronicles. I agree 100%. I agree. Lexington, the car was took. They say the phones were shut off. The mom car was took that one of the rappers was using the mom car to get to the show. So her car was took, but the car was found using OnStar. And when they found the car, a 15-year-old kid was driving the car. So we don't know if this 15-year-old found the car running with the keys in it, or the 15-year-old is a part of the crime. We don't know if the 15-year-old, we don't know how the 15-year-old kid ended up in the car belonging to one of the victims. But the police found the mom car with a 15-year-old driving it. So they say they took that 15-year-old kid into custody, and they're going to question that 15-year-old kid about how did he come in possession of this car. What up, Mr. FOA? So, moving to Memphis, this cop that was involved in the brutal beating of Tyree Nichols, come to find out that they had a common interest, which was a woman. Well, Memphis had put together a task force called the Scorpion Unit. But ever since they put this Scorpion Unit together, they have been getting nothing but reports of this Scorpion Unit going around harassing and beating and mistreating people. Well, let's move on to the news of Memphis, man. Hold on, take this off the stream. Boom. Man, it's crazy, man.
I was not trying to be scared. I was scared.
All eyes are on the Memphis Police Department Scorpion Unit after the death of Tyree Nichols. Now, more people who say they were also the victims of overly aggressive officers assigned to that unit are coming forward.
Tonight, WREG's April Thompson spoke with a 19-year-old who says he was stopped while just walking down the street.
Maurice Chalmers Stokes prefers not to show his face out of fear of retaliation, but he is very forthcoming about what happened to him the evening of October 1st, 2022.
I was not trying to be scared, but I was scared.
He says he was walking down Chelsea Avenue near University Street when unmarked cars started following him. Those inside had on ski masks.
They hopped out and bomb rushed me. I was like, let me check your backpack. Don't try to run.
but he ran out of fear.
He ended up taking off running. I had bounced off a gate. I bounced off the gate. I hit my head on the gate. I didn't know who they was. They was in unmarked cars, like regular cars like us. So I'm not thinking, y'all know police officers out top anyway. I'm already scared for my life.
He would soon learn those chasing him were police. This affidavit.
Just a second, y'all. I'm having, we having some bad weather, so I'm having a little technical difficulty due to this weather trying to get back right.
I'm already scared for my life.
He would soon learn those chasing him were police. This affidavit says the officers were assigned to MPD's Scorpion Team 1. On that team, 4 officers who've been in the slide over the killing of Tyree Nichols. Detectives D. Haley, D. Mills, and T. Bean. The same officers now fired and charged in the Tyree Nichols case. And also P. Hemphill, who is still under investigation. Chalmers Stokes says he had to speak out when he realized what happened, especially when he realized Demetrius Haley was one of the officers who caught him.
He grabbed me by my backpack, he pushed me to the gate again, cut my head up. Demetrius, when he flew me over, yeah, like he was going to punch me.
Chalmers Stokes says he was never told why police were chasing him, and he complained about his head injury, but got no attention. His attorney, Andre Wharton, says the glare of the Tyree Nichols story is shining light on more cases that deserve attention.
The Constitution speaks of unreasonable searches and seizures. This is totally unreasonable. The same thing happened to Tyree Nichols that happened to Maurice just months before.
And he questions discrepancies, he says, are in the police report that officers filled out.
With the medical attention, Maurice refusing medical attention, that did not happen. I don't know why that was put in there.
Now they hope to talk to city officials about this case, too.
We don't want this to happen to somebody else. And so he sought counsel, and we're looking at exploring all means, including internal affairs investigation.
April Thompson, WREG, Channel 3.
Now, Maurice Chalmers Stokes was charged with theft of property after a stolen gun was found in his backpack following that stop. Wharton is not representing him on that criminal charge and says the stop itself was still unwarranted.
You got to even question if the gun. You got to question if the gun was even in his backpack. With these type of cops, you have to question if the kid even had a gun. With these type of cops, you got to question if the kid even had a gun.
Incidents involving 4 of the 5 officers who were arrested and fired.
The several hundred pages of documents, so a few of our key findings. There are 2 excessive force investigations and several investigations into policy violations.
We've been reading some of the reports tonight. First, let's get to Demetrius Haley. In February 2021, documents say he grabbed a woman by the arm and turned her around to secure the handcuffs. It continues to say that any incidents that involve the, quote, use of any part of the officer's officer's body to compel compliance require that officers fill out a response to, it's called a response to resistance form, and he did not do that. He did not complete one of those and received a written reprimand because he did not.
And next, Emmett Martin. Martin was suspended twice before his time with the Scorpion unit, one of which involves a loaded weapon in the backseat of his patrol car. Now, from the documents, he and his partner transported 2 people during the shift. Another officer found the loaded gun on the following shift. Now, it's unclear when the gun got in the car, but documents say Martin failed to inspect his car before and after his shift. He was suspended for 3 days. And then Desmond Mills has 2 incidents in his file, one of which he assisted in the arrest of a woman. Documents say he failed to complete a response to resistance form, and he was given a written reprimand.
And Justin Smith received a 2-day suspension for crashing his patrol car and injuring another driver. A full wrap-up of the documents, including crashes involving 2 of the officers' police cars, are on our website right now at abc24.com/now.
So when y'all hear this 19-year-old say that he was pulled over by this task force, they was in unmarked cars, wasn't dressed like cops or anything, and he said he ran. All of a sudden,
you heard in the press conference they were talking about this Scorpion unit.
All of a sudden, they claim to have found a gun in the kid backpack. Now, you just hear, after going through some of the police reports from these officers, some of the violations they committed. One of the officers got suspended for another officer coming in doing shift change and finding a loaded gun on the back seat of the car. So who's to say that these officers on this unit did not plant their gun in the backpack of the kid that they attacked? Or did they not just say the kid had a gun in his backpack? Just because they knew they had wrongfully detained him. What's up with it, Derek? So you got these cops from the Scorpion unit in Memphis. You got to question every arrest that these guys have made. Look at their track record. The guy riding around in a police car with a loaded gun on the back seat don't even know it. Or should we say he forgot to get it out of there? All of a sudden you arrest someone and then you write it up in the report that they had a stolen gun on them, but you illegally make the arrest. So who's to say that y'all ain't just saying that this guy had a gun on him? Or did y'all plant that gun on this guy? Every arrest and stop made by this Scorpion unit need to be looked into. Every arrest that these guys have made need to be looked into. It's clear-cut evidence that these guys were not abiding by the law. Agree, Lex. Agree. Man, I can only imagine how it feels to you call the police. You should want to call the police when you're in a trouble situation, but calling this Scorpion unit could be the last day that you live. The police are supposed to serve and protect. But we've seen a lot of this shit where the abuse is starting to become more normal. And the abuse of power. Everybody can't take having this type of power in their hand. Everybody can't take having authority. Hey, man, I just hope, and pray that if these are the bodies, going back to this Detroit situation, if those 3 bodies that were found are the bodies of these Detroit rappers, man, I hope that the families can get justice. I hope that this 15-year-old kid that was driving the car of one of the missing persons. Hopefully this kid knows something, but could it be a situation where this kid just stumbled up on a car, or somebody say, hey, you want a car? And just gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this 15-year-old kid knows some information. But if this 15-year-old kid don't know no information and somebody just say, huh, you want a car, then there's still work to be done. You know? So I didn't come on for too long. I just wanted to report, give an update on the missing Detroit rappers, possibly bodies found in basement of a vacant Highland Park apartments in Detroit. They're still right now doing autopsy to identify the bodies to confirm that they are the three guys or if they are three other individuals. So whenever we find out that information, man, I most definitely will report it on my community wall. Y'all know we're gonna be getting prepared for tonight. We're gonna be getting prepared for the night. We're gonna be reviewing one of Steve Greenberg's first interview, and we're gonna go over it and we're gonna break it down and dissect it and listen to some of the stuff that some of the things that were said during that interview to combat all of the lies that Michael Avenatti told. So be sure to meet us there tonight. Y'all know how we do it on Friday nights is going down. Make sure you bring your drink, whatever you got, whatever you choose to do, just meet us there and let's engage in some great conversation. And that's pretty much all I have for this segment, man. Justice for Tyree, justice for anybody in Memphis that had been a victim of this Scorpion unit, justice for these three guys, justice for anybody who has been unjustly treated in this country, whether you black, white, Spanish, Indian, Native, Somalian, Japanese, whatever. No matter what you are, if you are a human being, period, a human being, justice for all human life. If you have been in a situation where you were unjustly treated. All right. Until later on this evening, you all be blessed and have a happy Friday.
Can't believe council culture is really a thing. We throw away our legends easily, make them a meme. Cultural obligation, what does it really mean? We gotta stay on code, don't go against the team. You don't have to stand with me, just don't stand against. But if you gon' pick a side, don't straddle the fence. Mainstream media with propaganda, selective outrage, now we see the slander. False narratives being painted, the truth's tainted. As a result, the majority mind manipulated. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Do your due diligence, think for yourself, stay free. So many different agendas, it's hard to keep count. They use us against us, so many selling out. It's a sad thing to witness, it's all for the clout. The culture's compromised, and that's without a doubt. The culture's supposed to cultivate.